what it do, what the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, I'll let your boy Animal Brown, _Brown, if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely. I am your man, Spike Lou. I am Spike Lou on the same social sites. Holla at your boy out here in these social media streets. How you feeling today, A-Beezy?
Man,
Where's
strange.
TJ today? What are you going by?
It's Easy E or Eric Wright. It's all the same.
That's funny as hell.
Nigga, strange times in these Atlanta streets.
It is, man. It is, man. R.I.P. to Trouble. Got the terrible news yesterday. Famed Atlanta rapper. Thoughts and prayers. Also, the producer, Metro Boomin. He lost his mother over the weekend, man. So we wanted to take some time, make sure that we show our condolences to their friends, family, thoughts and prayers to everybody involved with them. And again, R.I.P. to Trouble, man, from the On Deck TV show.
Yeah, man, that's a strange situation. Why are some people saying that they think he was set up, bro? Like, where's it coming from?
I didn't read anything into it, man. Well, you know, Atlanta's shit travels like gossip and wildfire are the same thing. So, I'm not telling what's being said outside in the streets, what's going on. Trouble.
It's really mostly on the internet, though, that I'm seeing.
On the internet. Oh, it wasn't outside. It was on the internet.
Yes.
I don't know, but outside and the internet is almost the same thing. Just depending on where the people were from. If they were local, tweeting and talking about it, ain't no telling what's being said or heard, man. But definitely an unfortunate situation. Really an unfortunate situation. I was sad to hear that. Trouble was like, man, he was the golden boy of Atlanta. Like ever since I came down, I never forget. I first came down here, maybe one of the first couple of times that I went out clubbing.
Yep.
It was on the south side, and is it DTE? Was it duct tape entertainment? DTE, right?
Yeah.
I really wasn't familiar with the movement. I was kind of familiar with Alley Boy. Really didn't know who Trouble was.
No.
But I will tell you what, after that night, I did know the whole duct tape mob entertainment. They was 100 deep in there, all black DTE shirts.
Yep.
Trouble had the whole ball of hen performing. So, man, he was definitely a favorite of Atlanta, man. Sad to see that guy go, man.
I remember that night, too. That was a while ago. He'd been doing this thing for a minute. Wendy Day has always had good things to say about him as well. She worked with him closely on a couple of his projects. So it's an ugly situation. I don't know. I see people saying that you know, it must have been this, it must have been that, and I don't know. It seems based off what we know, because if this was real quick, and we're gonna get to the show, but if this was a setup, I would ask someone, because people are like, man, the girl set him up, right? But my question would be, how do you think the police know who the suspect is? If you think the girl set him up, how do they know who the suspect is? Who told them that? The only answer is the girl told them who the fuck kicked in her door and pistol whipped her and shot the nigga. That's how they know who it is. And if that's a setup, I don't think she would do that. I think she'd be like, she would play dumb. I don't know who that was. It was random.
I think this term setup isn't being used maliciously, like you're interpreting it, in the sense of, oh, I got a crazy ex-boyfriend, but this is trouble. I'm not gonna tell this nigga about him and kind of like block my blessing. I'm speaking on the how she thinking. So the whole time she probably leading him, oh yeah, it's cool, you can come over. Oh, it's cool, yeah, nigga. I'm single, this and the third. Whole time she knows some crazy bum ass nigga been stalking her, sitting outside of her house 4-5 nights out the week.
Yeah,
I don't know that happened, but
right.
That, you know what I'm saying? So I think when they say set up, that mean that like he wasn't fully aware of the situation, because I couldn't see Trouble being as astute as he is of street knowledge. Like, I ain't finna go over no bitch house all the way 30 miles outside the city, and she got some crazy country ass nigga stalking her. Yeah. If I had known that, then she could have came to me. Right. We could have made this happen in the room, but I definitely wasn't going over to her apartment building. So when they say set up, I'm thinking that that's what they mean, not being truthful as to what she had going on.
Yeah, okay, then that's fair. That made that option is still out there. Then. Yeah, but I was thinking set up like Set up to get
like,
killed. That didn't add up.
Come out to my house. Oh, my boyfriend here, he gonna rob you. I don't think that happened.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't know, but
right.
I think it was more so on the longer. She thought that, oh, this is my lick. I can get this crazy ass nigga away from me.
Right.
Sad, man. Sad.
Yeah, it's ugly. Condolences.
Absolutely. For the On Deck TV show this week, man, we are following up on our most influential labels with our most influential rappers, not of right now, but of all time. Should be an interesting list from Animal Brown and myself. The quick hits this week, man. B. Dot dropped his best rapper of 2022 list. We're going to check the accuracy of that. Cameron is hosting a new TV show, Hip Hop in My House, and Fat Joe has a new show on Stars. Which one are you checking for? And we have new details on the 50 Cent and Young Buck bankruptcy case. Try to say that 3 times fast. However, we will start with my man Kendrick Lamar, best rapper of 2022. Spoiler alert for the list right there. He has turned We Cry Together, the very controversial song, into a short film. Animal Brown, 1, do you want to see this? 2, what song would you turn into a short film now?
The first answer is no. I'm super good. This is probably,
you a hater, dude.
No, and I love this album. This is probably one of the worst like replay value songs that I've heard from a talented artist in a very long time. I put this up there because it's actually a solid record. I just never need to hear it again. So for him to choose this to make a piece of art out of is a little disappointing. Did you see it has the biggest drop off in Billboard history?
Yes.
And it's a reason, because there's no scenario in which you want to feel like listening to that. It's just not.
The song? I thought that was the album.
No, the song.
That specific song had the biggest drop off. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I told you when we did the review, I changed. I ain't even listened all the way through.
No, I definitely listened all the way through, but there's no need for me to listen to it again, though. So no, I'm not here for the short film. There are a couple of joints I would rather see. I'll just throw a couple out there because we were listening to his new EP this week, Sci-Hi. I would do No Dope on Sunday as a short film, the song with Pusha T. I think that would be super dope, like kind of like the trap nigga with like a conscience, with like morals. I think you can make something fly out of that. And then I thought Nas's Project Window with the Isley Brothers would be super dope as a short film. That's like cinematic to me. And then 2 that this is extremely random, but I just have always wanted videos for these. Kanye West, I Wonder, off of Graduation. I've always had a visual to that in my head. I thought would be fire. And Space Age Pimpin' by A-Ball MJG, although they do have a video. It came out in fucking 92 and nobody remembers what it looked like because it was some slaw. I've always thought that could get a cinematic treatment, 4K it up, and you could tell a dope short story, a short film with that. So those would be a couple off the dome that I thought of that would be fire. What you got? You gonna be first in line for this We Cry Together?
I would definitely check that out. It's a cringeworthy song, but as I said in the review, it does play out like a stage play. So I would definitely, and I'm in the plays. I like that type of thing. So I would be interested in seeing how that played out. I don't need to hear it ever again, though. So I could see it being the big fall off on the album. If I were to turn a song, more so than a project, into a short film, I would want to see King Von's Crazy Story, the whole series. I want to see the young nigga interpretation, like of a hood movie, like we had Baby Boy and we had Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. King Von's Crazy Story, the whole setup and whatever, the robbery that he talked about in all of the series of that, I think would be a great short film if you want to break it up, if you want to put all of them together. Just behind the scenes look on the drill movement, or just how it goes. And it would be like I'm About It, or like Snow on the Bluff, like Too Real for TV, or like what was the name of the film that everybody thought was real, but Blair Witch. It would be some shit like that, and do it real creatively. But you would think at looking at it, oh, this shit may be real. This looks real, and have a whole thing behind it. But I think that would be really dope and kind of give some insight to the drill movement, the misunderstanding of it, the violence behind it, everything, the consequences that goes with it. I think that would be a dope line to push.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that. And somebody else has a series similar to that. T Grizzly has a series kind of similar to that he's still in the process of telling. I think he's on like part 4 on this last project that he did. I think it might be called Robbery. I can't remember what it's called, but he's got a series similar to that. So yeah, there's a ton of storytelling joints that you could pick. Nas probably has 5 by himself that you could probably turn into some type of joint. Pick something off Good Kid, Mad City, if not the whole project. We've said that a couple of times, but I wanted to pick something. That's why I went Sci-Hi, because it'd be an Atlanta version of something. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, I ain't mad at that though. The King Von shit, that's what was one of his more popular joints, man. That series right there.
Facts. You do need, speaking of what you said, an Atlanta version of, like, with grit to it. Everything mostly from Atlanta has been like, the series is kind of comical. They got some real moments. The movie was more kid friendly.
Yep.
You don't have like the Boys in the Hood Menace to Society, even Baby Boy type of movie based anywhere in the South. So I think that would be a dope twist to look at the South during those same times that you had the movies from the West Coast, or even you had Juice and you had whatever, but
with a Bud Rim or something like that.
Bud Rim, Juice. What am I trying to think of with Nino Brown?
New
Jack City, something from the South during that same time period, just showing how we got down during the same time would be fire.
I guess that's what I'm About It and Baller Blocking was for.
Big,
that's the best you're gonna get.
Man. I'm About It, I'll give you, but they're not baller blocking. I ain't taking that. It's littering. What Drake say, that's littering the trash they threw out, man.
Shit. All right, man. Next up, your man B Dot does his annual best rappers of 20 fill in the blank list. We're 6 months in. He wanted to give his list of the best rappers so far. I'm going to tell you who we had. He's got a top 10 list, and this is based on, listen up, skill, performance, and relevance. Easy for me to say.
So spit it out.
In order: Kendrick Lamar at 1, Pusha T, J. Cole, Kodak Black, Boldy James at 5, Vince Staples, Lil Durk, Lil Baby, Jack Harlow, and coming in at number 10 is 21 Savage. Now, there's some people that took offense to this. Westside Gunn was pretty vocal about the list. Let me ask you, did he get it right?
I think B-Dot's list is pretty spot on. I look at it and I would be nitpicking if I would say, oh, this is awful, he should go here, this person should go there. The only glaring miss that I see, if we're talking about relevance, bars, and all of that, is Lotto. Like, she should be somewhere on here. And if I had to take someone off, it would be Jack Harlow or 21 Savage. One of those two at the bottom. And 21 Savage hasn't had a project here lately, has he?
Not off the dome.
Yeah, he's done his thing on some features, but I'm not sure if he's been doing it hard enough, pause, to be on the top 10 list of 2022. So maybe he comes off for Lotto, because I definitely think she needs to be on this list. There's no female representation. B-Dot should be ashamed of himself with how females are running rap right now. I can't even figure out how he would like press send on this and like, damn, I ain't got a woman on here. That's crazy. But Westside Gunn's beef with it, people beefing and saying Future should be on here. Like, no, I don't think that they deserve to be on here. Niggas have been giving Benny and Conway and Westside they flowers for fucking 5-6 years now, bro. Okay, we get it. Y'all niggas are fly, y'all are dope, but it's time to take it to the next level too. Like, you can't keep doing the same thing and think that niggas are gonna give you the same praise. Like, you got to go to the next level. And I love what they've done to this point, and I love the fact that he's, still care enough to want to be on these lists. But you got to do something different. Like, you can't just keep doing the same thing and expect for people to take it that way. I agree with B-Dot's list.
The one that jumped out to me immediately was 21 Savage.
You hate 21 Savage though,
and we're talking about 2022, right? Because
you hate him though.
Not necessarily. 21 Savage don't bother me. I feel like the last time we heard him was on Rick Ross shit with Jasmine Sullivan. Well, I mean, he's also on Lotto's album too.
He has some features, because I do, like, if I'm riding in the car with my girl, like, I listening to the radio, like, he'll come on, you'll hear his voice.
Yeah, he's for relevant.
Sure. Yeah.
But nothing from 2022. On people that are missing glaringly, Drake arguably has the verse of the year, and he's not on here. arguably. And he's got two big records with Future.
Huh?
He's got he's got one of the hottest records with Future. Well, they together.
I thought you were talking about the Churchill Downs joint.
That's one of the best verses this year, easily.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. But then he's also got the joint, the I'm On one with Future, and then the other one with the Tim sample.
Tim's on there, yeah.
Those records are hot. Like, so I don't know what, like, I don't know why he's
just like the Jordan MVP thing with that, though. Like, you could give Jordan MVP area.
Well, don't put him at 1 then. Just put him at 10. He could have been 10.
Then
that's what we just named. Right, 10? What we just named is more than what 21 Savage has done this year, respectfully. Yes. That's all I'm saying. And then 2, I'm surprised Gunna wasn't on here. Gunna, Pusha P was huge. And he's featured on the Dirk record, What Happened to Virgil. And like, Gunna was making waves until this last week or two.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised at that.
Gunna was going to be the name that I said in addition to Lotto, but the lyrics pushed it out. Like, if he's taking lyrics heavily into account, which I assume is why Future isn't on here, because it's really unacceptable not to have Future on here, especially with what you just said with the 2 songs with Drake and the rest of the shit that he like. It's Future, bro. Like, he dropped, like, come on. And if we taking lyrics into heavy account and you leave them off, I'm not mad at that.
Well, he didn't say lyrics though. He said skill.
He said what?
He said skill.
Oh, okay. Well, your Future ought to be on here.
That could be, that's what I'm saying. That could be a couple of things. Like,
no, if we talking about skill, what Future does, no one can do it. Yeah. That's very skillful, because niggas try to do that and sound like him, and it does not work. So we talking about, I thought it said lyrics, I misread that. So we talking about skill, Future and Gunna 100% should be on this list.
Yeah, I agree.
Savage, Jack Harlow, and Lotto should be on there somewhere.
I ain't mad at that.
We are in agreement there. New hip hop TV alert. Your man Killer Cam has a new series. It's coming out on the Paramount Plus network. It's called Hip Hop My House. Awful premise. I'll let you get into that. And Fat Joe also has a brand new talk show that he's bringing the stars, simply titled The Fat Joe Show. Coming right on after your Power series favorites. My question to you, AB, what the fuck is the Cameron show about, and which one of these are you checking for?
So the Cameron show it says, what if a hip hop legend helped turn your house from bad to bougie?
Oh my God.
That was cornier than hell. So actually, I'm about to
get Paramount Plus on the phone and tell them I am available for consultations. I will send them an invoice.
Turn your house from bad to bougie? Wow. Anyway, it says it's the first ever hip hop home makeover show. So it's kind of like Pimp My Ride meets House Hunters. I don't fucking know. Yes. Anyway, Cam is hosting it. Count me in, because he's long overdue for a TV show, and I would rather him be in. Well, I know he was on the show with Brandy and Eve and all of them, but I ain't talking about that. This new shit. He was on Queens. Yeah, he had like a little. Yeah, for sure. Which got canceled, by the way. So I'm here for this because he's entertaining, but I don't need Cam to produce and make his own shit. I need someone to come up with an idea and say, you know who would be perfect for this? Cameron, which it looks like someone did. Because if this was up to Cam, it'd be like Killer Season. It'd be 3 hours long, and no, bro, like it'd be some slaw. Just let Cam be the talent while somebody cultivates the actual premise and what it's about. So I would be here for this. I'm definitely checking this out. The Fat Joe Show, even though he is entertaining as well, and he's been doing this, he's another one that turned the pandemic into, he carved himself a nice lane out of the pandemic, because he was doing the recaps on Versus, and he was doing the Fat Joe Show on live on Instagram. And so he's parlayed that. Very nice hustle. I love it. I think it's going to be on, did they say, is it Revolt or
Stars?
Stars. That's right. It's going to be on Stars.
Puff is his partner.
Fact. That's a fact. So I ain't mad at that. I respect the pivot, but give me the Cam show though. I'm here for it. And I like housing and remodeling shit. I'm here for that.
Well, I don't want to see, well, I'll tell you what I'm over in 2022, and that's nonchalantness. And Cam showing up just because he's Cam, like he did at the Verses, and like having sly remarks about people's homes. I'm good. I like the remodel shows too, but I'm good off that. Fat Joe, on the other hand, he wants to be here. Like, he's representing hip hop. He's here, like you said, the verse is going on. Okay, boom, I'm doing a recap. All right, y'all talking about this. Boom, yesterday's price ain't today's price. I'm giving it to you how hip hop gives it to you. The Matt Hoffa interview was great. A lot of gems. Press has been going around from it. That's where this came from. Man, I am here for the Fat Joe show. This is gold. And when he says Puff is my partner, and I know how Puff get down and how he push it, and what he expects if he's in a partnership, this is going to be fire. This is going to be must-see TV. Fat Joe is already personality gold, as you mentioned. I cannot wait to see this. I hope, like you were talking about the cultivation aspect of it, that Fat Joe has guests that challenge him and that he can challenge. I don't want to see the normal, everyday, okay, we sitting here talking about the cliche question stuff. Huh?
Like who? Who would be like a good guest that you think would be like would you want him talking to Gibbs?
No.
Given everything that's happened, if he was keeping it a stack?
Okay, yes. I would, yeah, after that. But just even stuff like that, rappers would be cool, but just even stuff more interesting that you don't see him talking to. Like if I seen him talking to Bill Simmons or somebody, that would be fire. Just to see how that gets down. If Bill Simmons was familiar who Fat Joe was, or if I see him talking to Bomani Jones, or if I seen him talking to just people outside of the box, bringing hip hop into different worlds and space and asking hip hop based questions about things that ain't necessarily hip hop based. If there were politicians that he was talking to, like your man Andrew Yang,
gotcha.
New York, like if there was that type of show when he had writers and Fat Joe was able to do this thing hip hop style but still keep it, informative, insightful. Oh man, I'm here for this. It's gold, as I say.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what it's going to look like, what it's going to sound like. But I'm tapping in though. I'm going to check out both of them, even though the Cam show is on Paramount Plus for those wondering, which I don't think I have a subscription. Who knows? I can't keep up.
That's what the show with Jeremy Renner was on about the prison.
Oh, okay. That shit was hard too.
Facts. I can't
and this is also Yo MTV Raps. We just talked about this a couple of weeks ago. So Paramount Plus is cutting the check out here, apparently. They diving all the way in on the hip hop side of things. But Cam is overdue for a show. I would love to see how he pulls this off. I'm here for that. Lil Jon has an HGTV show right now. Have you seen that?
No. What is it about?
Nigga, him doing wild shit in niggas' cribs.
When you say wild shit, what does that mean? What does that consist of? Like, is Lil Jon having a club in people's houses with the East Side boys, like jumping around tearing shit up?
He said, no, it's him and some white chick, and they're doing renovations, but he always has like this out there idea somewhere in the middle of the process. But Lil Jon actually know what's going on out here. Like he played like the whole club. Oh, I'm just drunk. I'm crunk. He played that shit. But like Lil Jon got a head on his shoulders. When he was on Celebrity Apprentice, he body bagged that shit.
Yeah, bodied it. That was fire ass.
The season.
Yes, facts. I don't know if I check it out. What is it, on HGTV, you said?
Mm-hmm. It's called Lil Jon Wants Me to Do What? Or some shit. Man, some whack ass name. These names are terrible.
I don't like the cheesy shit. Like if he talking about, oh man, let's put a pool in the living room. Get out of my house, bro. Fuck out of my house, man.
You can throw Lil Jon out like jazz, nigga.
Man. Fuck out of my house, bro.
Oh shit. Hey man, before we get to our top 10 most influential artists, 50 Cent and Buck have continued their decade-plus long beef.
Oh my God.
Buck has been filing for bankruptcy allegedly, so he can avoid having to turn in $250,000 that he allegedly owes to 50 for 2 albums that he never completed or turned in back in 2014. My question is simple. Whose side are you on? Buck or 50? Is this petty? What is this?
This is very petty. And usually on this show, I side towards business. I side towards, hey man, you signed a deal. Like, you know what this stuff consists of. But as I'm looking at this and I'm 50 Cent and I got all of this additional shit going on, I spend my day trolling the internet. Why the fuck do I care if Young Buck drop albums or is able to make money off rap? Like, why would I need to be that petty unless something else happened that the public doesn't know about? I'm not saying it did,
Right.
But there's no reason that me as a media mogul will be worried about $250,000 or 2 Young Buck albums. Bro, file bankruptcy, do whatever you want to do. Like, never mention my name again. This is me if I was 50 talking to Young Buck. You can be released from all contracts. If you still think you got a rap career, that's perfect. Go ahead and do it. I don't like stopping people from making money. I think that's petty. I think that's bullshit, especially if he got stuff going on already. If he needed them Young Buck albums and they were just trash and it was something that they were trying to work out product-wise, I get it. I see that, him not wanting to tarnish his brand. But if it's just a thing where, oh, I don't fuck with you and I don't want you to be able to drop a major deal or nobody be able to sign you, so I'm going to hold your contract over your head, that's petty. And what I say to say, like, he's just holding it over his head because Buck filed for bankruptcy again recently, and that was to clear him of all his debts, including this 50 Cent debt.
Yep.
But 50 Cent responded with lawyers saying, no, he lied. He got publishing money that he never told me about and didn't pay me for that. So I still want my $250,000 or the 2 albums, and I'm not taking a bankruptcy deal from the courts. That was 50's response 5 days ago. If this was 5 years ago, maybe I get it, dude. But 5 days, like, bro, I don't give. If something came across my desk with Young Buck and I'm 50 Cent, dude, like, what do I need to do so this never is mentioned in my office again? Okay, sign us, boom, sign us away, cool. I ain't fucking with him. We out of here. But to continuously tease him online, like, that's just petty. I don't understand.
Yeah, and many times with these legal situations, they can get petty. This happens all the time. And this is petty. There's no way around it, dude. Like 50, this is on brand for 50, though. Let's be very clear. He's a petty individual. He is going to go hard as he can to squash you 48 Laws of Power style, if whatever that takes. And while I don't personally understand why he feels the need to keep this going when, nigga, I'm on the set of season 2 of my 8th show, like, I personally would be done with this. Like, bro, like, at this point, it's like damn near bullying. It just looks weird.
It takes more energy to keep it going than it do to get it the fuck out of your life.
That's what I'm saying. It just looks weird, looks petty. It makes you, I don't know. It don't make you like a boss, man. It's strange. I get it. That's how he wired though, bro. He can't let that shit go. He can't let anything go. So it's just that I don't get it. It wouldn't be my style, I don't think. But him, again, unless there's something that we're not aware of, where Buck crossed the line completely, nigga, and just like, but we don't know that, so we're speculating. Going off what we know, he doing way too much. It's played out, bro.
Facts. Speaking of 50, I got 2 questions.
For sure.
One, do you think that being petty like this has held him back? Because he's gotten shows, he's still been successful. Do you think that people, if he weren't this petty and these things, I look at these like roadblocks. Like, do you think that they would be mentioning him with like Jay-Z and Puff and moguls of that nature if he didn't still deal in the mud and the dirt with shit like this?
I don't know, because he still managed to be, even though he's burnt bridges, he's always managed to remain savvy on the business tip, bro. The vitamin water deal.
And that's the thing that I say. Like, I feel like he could be mentioned in those circles because 50 is smart as fuck.
Yeah, he's for sure.
Very intelligent, but I feel like the pettiness overshadows that. And in the business world, sometimes it ain't just about how smart you are. It's about like how cohesive you are with your partners. Like,
what do you think 50's net worth is?
With you? Huh?
If you had to guess, I just Googled it. What do you think they got 50's net worth at?
Today, I would say 80 million.
It's at 30.
Okay. Yeah. See, I think that's low.
Possibly.
For as smart as 50 Cent is and as hot as he had been at one point, I think that's low.
But we know once you want to get into that 80 and 90 and hundreds, and we saw LeBron hit $1 billion, and this nigga's the most famous athlete in the world.
Yes.
Signing a lifetime contract with the biggest shoe company in the world with movies. And he got to do a lot to get to that B. You have to have a lot of relationships to get to them, that 60, 80, 100 million, bro.
And it goes to your point. When we talk about the billion, like LeBron didn't want to go back and play for Dan Gilbert in Cleveland. But for his brand and bringing a championship to Cleveland, that outweighed the pettiness of all whatever letter Dan Gilbert wrote when I left town.
That's true.
So from a business standpoint, of course I'm going to do it. I'm going to squash you this way as opposed to being petty. Maybe 50 could take note with that.
Yeah.
Next, I did receive, before we move on, I got a text message. It says, Spike Lou, how dare you? You guys talked about the most influential labels, and 50 just made me think about this. You guys talked about the most influential labels, and you didn't mention Aftermath. Why? I laughed, LOL, this person out of my text messages, and they continued to fight with me and tell me that Kendrick Lamar, Game, Eminem, 50 Cent, Dr. Dre.
That's true.
It's not true. What are you talking about? None of those people were actually repping Aftermath.
They were signed, though.
You probably agree with them. Like
that paperwork say Aftermath, nigga. Fuck what they
matter. We know why that paperwork says Aftermath, though. It ain't like Dipset. It ain't like Rockefeller. It ain't like, hey, we built, we curated, we got this out, now you're our partner. It was like, oh, Dr. Dre got it to a certain point. Now I need somebody else to do it. Like he ain't built none of those artists for them to be repping no Aftermath. It was just like, Dre helped me out a little bit. So I'm gonna, because I can't pay him, I'm going to pay him with recognition and he gets some money off my album. Because I definitely can't afford the type of help that Dr. Dre gave me. That ain't a label.
if we have an episode of most influential producers, then Dr. Dre will be on that list for that reason, because he's connected to those people.
He would be number one. But I'm saying the label Aftermath, when I think of them, I think of The Firm.
Yeah.
And who else was signed to them?
There's a couple people. They had Eve and they had Rakim.
Yeah, that wasn't successful. That wasn't influential.
At least I think Rakim.
I don't know. But I think AZ was on there, right?
Nah.
AZ wasn't on Aftermath.
Yeah, it was Rakim. Yep, it was Rakim. It definitely wasn't AZ. You made that up.
I thought AZ was on Aftermath, man.
Yeah, but nah, I feel that. I ain't mad at that comment on the surface, but when you sit down and think about it, that he fits more in the influential producer bag, in my opinion.
Shout out Dan the White Man.
That's my guy right there.
Text message, absolutely. But he was wrong, and you're wrong, as usual.
Most influential. We are continuing the series. If you missed the last episode, check out the influential label, see who we picked. But if you don't know how this goes, we picked 10. We both have individual 10. There may be some overlap. I'm sure there will be. But I have a list of 10. You have a list of 10 of influential artists. First, before we even start on the list, what did you consider with coming up with this list? Or do you want to save that for when you're naming the people? Or is there like kind of a general thing that you thought of?
We can save that for when we're naming the people, because there were different things that went into the different people. I do have a question for you.
For sure.
How many of these do you think that we have the same out of the 10?
7.
7. I said
I'm
5.
gonna guess it. Really?
Yeah, I say 5. You say 7. So we'll see who's closest.
I mean, you pick some bullshit then.
I mean, you're wrong on at least 3 of them. Probably more. But we'll see where it goes.
You pick some bullshit. Give me what do you got? What are you gonna do? Give me 3? Give me 5? How you want to do it?
All right, I'll give you the first 3.
All right.
And these probably 3 that we have the same. Tupac, Jay-Z, and Drake.
I definitely have those on my list. As everyone listening should also have them on their list.
With Tupac, I feel like even today you still have flashes of him. And I do think that was probably and we were saying most influential of all time, quotation, since 1993.
93 and up.
We want niggas coming to say Rakim and shit and he did this first. But when I'm thinking about a rap superstar, the first one that I seen of my generation was Tupac. He did everything, the charges, everything that you see niggas today with, he done it first. Anything that you could think of as far as gang affiliation, being deep, Dear Mama songs, like all of that stuff, I feel like it started with Tupac for my generation. So still today with the influence, I feel like that he's ringing bells.
I was going to say, because you could argue, because when I look at Pac, I look at someone who is equally beloved by the streets, the ladies, the intellectuals. Mm-hmm. Like he really had both sides. And the closest person I thought to that before him was probably somebody like LL. Like the ladies fuck with LL and niggas fuck with LL too. Like they was like, nah, that nigga hard, he's spitting. But like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of close.
Big Daddy Kane.
Possibly, yeah. Well, yeah, or Kane. I don't really know too much about Kane. I'm gonna be real, but I know people fucked with LL heavy. So it gives. That's why I'm glad you mentioned this 93 and up. That's where we normally start our lists. But I have Pac too, though, because number one, look at how many people bit his style after he came out. That's a telltale sign. Even if it's small, if DMX reminded you of Pac, Ja Rule reminded you of Pac, and then some people just flat out bit his style, like Lil Zane or the nigga from No Limit who sounded exactly like him. You saw imitators, dude, and no one ever came close. People tried to be deep and try to be smart and try to, bro, he was one of one. People compare Nipsey to him. Respectfully, no. There's only one Pac, yet other people keep wanting to compare themselves to Pac. Like it just, he's got to be on everyone's list. Like if you've been paying attention to hip hop in the last 30 years,
he was the first, I feel like, just superstar global rapper. I feel like, in my opinion,
that wasn't Snoop.
Sure if it's true, huh?
That wasn't Snoop. How do we know he was? Hold on, quantify global though. Like, what do you mean? What is telling you that Pac like was global?
When you say it wasn't Snoop wasn't in movies and shit like Pac was before you. Like,
yeah, but
Snoop,
nigga, they weren't watching Juice in Korea, bro. Like, I refuse to.
But movies come out in Korea. What was Snoop doing to get in Korea? That's what I'm saying. Like, Snoop wasn't doing shit but rapping. So there was way more fucking opportunity for Pac to be over in Korea than that. If anything made it over there, I just think that the way that Pac's brand was so broad, like we said with the movies, and they got a book of poetry and all of that shit, like that stuff, people doing those different things came from Pac. Before we move on with Drake and Jay-Z, the other two that we named, for Jay-Z, do you think he was more influential in the booth with his rhymes or outside of the booth with his business?
Man, bro, I'm gonna say outside the booth by a hair, but you can make the argument for either one. Because you gotta think, Jay was a trendsetter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether that was with the business deals or whether that was with the swag or whether that was with the sound with Blueprint One, like however you want to do it, or whether it's with the hair now. All the old rap niggas growing their hair out, bro. Nobody was doing that before Jay. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
Yeah.
Nobody
grow their hair out. They are trying it. But yeah, I think it's business about long shot, because I don't think that no one thinks that they can rap as good as Jay-Z. I don't think, as far as the lure behind it of not writing it and going in there and doing that. And even when you talk about Wayne or whoever else does it, they don't do it with the precision that Jay-Z does it with.
No, they look up to Jay.
Okay, that's fair. But I do think that from a business standpoint, and why I say it's far further along outside of the booth, Jay-Z was the first person that made it like you can't just be a rapper. Like, he kind of like shitting on like, are you a rap? that's cute. Are you a rap nigga? Like, with all, like, from day one with Reasonable Doubt. And now I feel like that is morphed into what we see now. Like, people try to make like rap lame, like everybody gang affiliated and this and that. There ain't nobody coming out just, I just wanted to be a rapper. Like, everybody else had some ties to it. And I think that started with Jay.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what was Jay first like business? Was it Reebok?
I thought it was it wasn't what was the vodka what they used to drink?
Armadale
vodka. That was the first thing that I really remember them like pushing.
Cause I'm hearing you, and he has been on the business mindset. But I look at somebody like P.
But I'm talking about the lingo though. Like P. See, and that's a good point. But and spoiler alerts, P is on my list.
Okay.
I'm talking about the lingo. Jay put it in his rhymes.
Oh God,
he was always trying to convince people that he was a rapper.
Gotcha.
Like, all that other shit, like, he really never even talked about it unless you was abreast to what he had going on. He'll tell you about the 80-20 shit or whatever, and nobody did that deal. But the other business shit, it was just like, I'm gonna throw it in your face over here. I ain't even got to talk about it in the music.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who are your next three?
Well, I gotta elaborate. This is gonna be quick.
Drake, yeah, the Drake collaboration.
Before 2009, You could just rap and get a nice deal and get pubbed and get pushed. And after 09, after So Far Gone came out, oh, you rap? Oh, that's what's up. How you sing though? What do you sound like singing? What's your singing voice? Can you harmonize?
How melodic are you?
Yeah, how melodic are you? Oh, you don't sing? Ah, well, I'm sorry. Then we're gonna take this deal back then.
So you can't make a hit.
Bro, that's all 1000% Aubrey Drake Graham. And no, he's not the first person to rap and sing. We know that. I'm saying from the modern sound today, in 09, that's where the shift began, in my opinion. Now, people did it before, Bone, Nelly, yes, but there was no influx of people trying to emulate Bone. It just didn't happen. There was no influx of people trying to emulate Nelly. There was an influx of people emulating Drake, dude.
Still to this day, there is.
That's a fact.
Doing it for 10 years. So yeah, I give you that. And people can, like you said, they bring up the names Bone or Nelly, but it's
because they did.
They did. It's just to a different level, though.
For sure.
Just to a deeper extent.
I'm gonna give 3. I've got Lil Wayne, I've got Kanye West, and I've got Future. Wayne, obviously, you could argue his influence is just as big outside the booth with the look. You know what I'm saying? With the rock star vibes. That's easy. That's an easy call. How many kids in the game does he have? Countless. The mixtape run that he went on representing from the South with the mixtape run. We know 50 and company was already kind of doing that up north. Lil Wayne kicked the doors down with the mixtape for the South. So I've got to go Wayne. Obviously, I'm going Kanye with the soul samples that he came out with, not being a street dude on a street label. That was something that was different, relatively new at the time. He came out being himself. He's got pink polos on. He's got a backpack on. He's a backpack rapper, but not really, because he's talking about superficial shit, which backpack rappers traditionally aren't talking about. So it's kind of like, wait, what? So that birthed a whole legion of artists in itself. And then Future, we talked about it earlier. Nobody does what Future does like Future, and he's influenced an entire generation of artists too, for better or worse, whatever side of the fence you fall on with that. You can call it mumble rap, you can call it whatever you want, but that style that he's come in with he's got 1,000 kids in the game, and he's hugely influential with the sound. So I got Future, Wayne, Kanye West. Did any of them make yours?
Wayne did.
Not having Kanye is some of the most disrespectful shit I've ever heard.
Wayne did. I to be honest with you, not even hating and then I didn't even think of Kanye West until you just said it.
Damn.
I like it. It didn't even cross my mind, to be honest. And that's not to say that he's not influential, because I definitely can see where you would put him on the list. But I also look at him as a one of a kind. I feel like that there were cheap imitations of him, maybe, but then when people seen that, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I'm not as good musically as this dude. Like, I can't make these albums and say these things and it still feel good coming out of my mouth. Pause.
Yeah.
But people really early caught on. I think way back on the first one, with the College Dropout. When that came out, you may have had a year or two where people like, oh, let me try this. And then, nah, you can't do this. Nope. Kanye is one of a kind, in my opinion. And now that I'm thinking about it, that's why he probably didn't cross my mind. Even, especially now looking at him and how he's grown into what he's morphed into, you'll never see that again. And if you do, it'll be a blatant ripoff and people will know it. So
Kanye is one of the few people off the top of my head, maybe also Wayne, that has multiple generations that fuck with him. Because kids fuck with Kanye today.
Yes.
Still. Yes. They don't fuck with Jay.
Facts.
You could argue they may not fuck with Drake. They may be on the way out on Drake, for all we know. Yes. Probably so. They fuck with Ye still, and niggas my age still fuck with Ye and everybody in between. So that's rare air. Maybe Wayne. And maybe Gucci. Wayne.
Gucci.
Stop.
Niggas our age fuck with Gucci. Kids today fuck with Gucci because of the rappers that he signed, like Big 30 and all them other, like Poop. You telling me that Pooh Shiesty fans don't like Gucci?
They fuck with Pooh Shiesty.
They fuck with Gucci.
What's the Gucci record that they playing in the last 5 years?
Whatever song that Gucci's on with Pooh Shiesty. I don't know. I don't listen to this shit.
They're playing Pooh Shiesty and Dirk, nigga. They not playing Pooh Shiesty.
Hell, what I know. But no, I would put Gucci in that category too. To name two more off my list that you didn't have on yours, I would go Jeezy and I would go Lil Kim.
I got both.
You got Jeezy and Lil Kim?
No bullshit. I swear to God. Yep.
Nice. For Jeezy, for me, niggas talk about trap rap and I know niggas been talking about dope on record since the 80s.
Outkast said trap rap. They called it the trap.
Absolutely. T.I. had a song. Dope niggas in the trap. He got the museum. I get it. I understand. But if you weren't around and don't understand, like those were one-offs before Snowman came around. Like his whole campaign and push was, I'm the drug dealer talking rapper, nigga. More than Pusha T or whoever that you thinking of when I say this, Lou ain't right, this part. No, it was Jeezy. He is the true Michael Jackson of that lane. And I'm not saying that he was the first, but he did it the best in the sense of people thought, oh, I can make a career. I ain't even got to be one of these lyrical miracle niggas. I could just get on here and talk that shit. Oh, like Jeezy gave hood niggas across the world, fortunately or unfortunately, a thought that I could rap. Yeah. I can stop selling drugs and I can rap. Because that's how raw and authentic his shit was when it first hit the streets in the scene.
I agree.
Lil Kim,
that's easy.
Still today.
That's an easy call, right?
Easy call. Like still today, you still have rappers, like pretty much every female rapper is like 80%, I'll say. I'll give the other 20%, but 80% are trying to be or emulating what they seen with the popularity of Lil Kim.
It's the reason why you see Nicki with multicolored wigs. It's the reason why you hear them talking extra raunchy. That's the reason why you hear them talking extra street. Nigga, that's Lil Kim's whole first album, dude. Nobody. There was Gangsta Boo. Like she was talking street shit.
Foxy Brown.
There was Mia X talking street shit. But they weren't like raunchy, like taking it, like owning it the way that people do today, like Megan and Cardi and Lotto and whoever else, like Lil Kim did. She was the OG Bobby Johnson of that shit.
Facts.
So she's definitely on my list.
Facts. And Foxy Brown was around, but Foxy Brown was more so on, I'm a girl that can rap shit. Like I can go bar for bar with y'all niggas. Lil Kim was on some like everything goes, nigga.
Yeah.
Like you gonna hear it over here, my nigga.
All right. That's a fact. So yeah, I had both of them, bro.
Okay. So we got Jeezy together, Wayne, Drake, Jay-Z, Pac, and Lil Kim.
Yep.
What'd you say, 7?
Yep.
How many more we got? 3?
No, 2 more.
No. Oh, I got more.
I got 2 more.
Okay. Well, I just named the ones that you had and then those 2. So you want to go?
Yeah. So my last 2 are a little bit more recent, air quote. I'm going Migos. The flow that they use, which they did not originate, let's be very clear, but they 1000% popularized, that we call, air quote, the Migos flow, the triplet flow. That runs rap and has been running rap for the last 10 years. And it is because that they made it popular. I don't want to hear about, there are other people inventing it. We can go back to the 90s, 3 6 Mafia, Lord Infamous, if you want to be specific. We're talking about today, though. Today, the Atlanta sound, or nigga, the sound of rap, because when you go to any Sway, freestyle, or whoever, niggas is rapping with that cadence. That's the Migos made that popular. You could argue Meek Mill a little bit. You could argue Ace Hood for anybody that was really paying attention. But the person that made it popular was Migos. So I have them. And then I have Chief Keef, because he fathered the drill sound, the Chicago drill sound. He also was influential in the shirt off, I'm in the crib, we got the straps in the video. Nobody was doing that. Nobody was doing the, damn, is this real? like you said, with Snow on the Bluff and all. Like, hey man, hold on. Like these young niggas is on some other shit too. Like it was almost too real for YouTube, dude. They were the first niggas doing that. Like Chief Keef was the first nigga doing that. Like it was just too grimy. Straps out in the video, nigga, beams on the straps. Like we looking like, yo, what the fuck? The short dreads.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he's the king of that shit, dude. He may not have had, say what you want to say about the music, or he may got 1 or 2 hits and that's about it. Whatever you want to call it. He the OG Bobby Johnson of that look, that sound, and the video style and everything. So I got Chief Keef and Migos.
That was 7 then, because that definitely is he on my list too. I definitely had Chief Keef.
Really?
Yes, sir. We had Tupac, Jay-Z, Drake, Wayne, Jeezy, Chief Keef, and Lil Kim the same.
Ah, yeah, that's hard.
The 3 different ones that I had to round out the rest of my list, I got Snoop, I got Master P, and I got Nas. I think Nas, from the sense of consciousness, I know he wasn't the first nigga being conscious, but as far as mainstream consciousness, and as far as I'm really so nice and I ain't even gotta want to do this. I ain't gotta want to do rap shit or rap interviews. I'm just gonna lean on my niceness. So as far as having bars, when you talk about niggas that are very, very like Crit or Cole or the new generation or
the modern era,
yeah, I think that came from Nas. That's why I have Nas on the list. Snoop, as far as global icon, as far as just being everywhere, and the gang shit. Snoop was one of the first niggas, like heavy red, like I'm a Crip. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what West Side, East Side, none of that. I'm a Crip, my nigga. Long Beach Crips. That's how I get down. I got the blue on. That I think that first started, and he was successful with that and around for so long with that. People saw that and gravitated to that. I think that's where it came from in hip hop.
And being commercial with it. So
yeah, like
somebody's gonna say, what about MC8? And we know, but we're saying on the level at which he was.
I'm right here with Martha Stewart with the rag. I'm at the Super Bowl with the rag, nigga. Right. And I'm Crip walking. And nobody can't say nothing because I'm Snoop. Snoop made that like where Lil Wayne could do it and other niggas could do it. And lastly, Master P was just the business acumen, like having things going on, like from the South. I'm not sure how much this leaped into the culture of the New York and Midwest, or well, Midwest, I'm sure, but I know West Coast and the South, when you talk about hustling and selling it out of the trunk and that whole business model of label for what? Yeah. When you look at niggas like Young Dolph, and you look at niggas like Gucci Man, and you look at niggas like Slim Thug,
E40.
E40
later on,
when you look at those niggas, you looking like, well, label, I've been making millions, my nigga. I ain't got a paperwork or nothing. That's where that originated up from, I feel, with Master P. So that's why I have him on the list.
Yeah, no, I'm with that. I did have 2 runner-ups, but one is pre-93. I thought NWA for like the gangster rap shit, like that was they like, or if you want to say Ice Cube, whichever, however you want to do it.
A runner-up for me too.
Yeah, for sure. And then Kid Cudi with the emo rap, like he started that shit, or he popularized that.
Never heard
early.
I don't even know who that is.
That's Hayden. That melodic emo shit, that's all dude.
He may have. I ain't gonna lie, I've never listened to Cudi.
Yeah, no, don't worry, it's him. Take my word for it.
Was the extent. He's a great actor though. I had a runner-up, but he was a DJ, and it was DJ Screw. The screwed up sound. Like, I had that, and I wanted to slide it in, but I didn't want to be. I know it clearly says DJ Screw, so I didn't want to break the rules too much, but I feel like I had to mention him because even still today, niggas like Michael Watts and niggas making the chopped and screwed mixtapes, that shit started with a nigga and a tape recorder in Houston with a line all the way down the block, selling them motherfuckers for $5 a piece, taking songs that was already out and just slowing them motherfuckers down and putting his mix and his special effects on it. DJ Screw was a beast, R.I.P.
You know, someone right now is screaming a name at us that we neither one of us mentioned.
Yes, and what they should do is go to the YouTube and watch the video of the On Deck TV show. Subscribe if they haven't.
Yep.
And then you can leave that comment up under the video. We may read it next week, and you will be an On Decker of the week.
I'm gonna tell you who we left out though.
Who?
Big Soldier, Big Draco.
I'm not giving him that.
What? He was the first nigga to blow up on the internet. Nigga, what are we talking about?
Who blew up next off the internet?
I don't know.
Thank you. Mic drop. Nobody else blew up off the internet.
But niggas use the internet to get hot, though.
He's a car salesman, dude. He like one of those infomercial niggas. Like, nobody ever buys that shit, but it's still all on TV.
Time out. Because he built his fan base on the internet, and niggas have done that through SoundCloud and YouTube and all kind of shit like that. People have done
his fan base on the internet, though. Like, yeah. I feel like he got popular after that dance and that song got popular. I don't feel like that he came to the game with 1 million people doing that dance. I may be wrong. Like, I just feel like that a couple people were on that dance and it got cool, and then the label was like, well, if a couple people will do it, a lot of people will do it. Then he got popular. I don't know if he built that shit grassroots, but shout out to Big Soulja.
He's definitely influential. And Travis Scott, the way he kind of used the auto-tune, kind of like the way in which he uses it. There's some people that's kind of biting that sound shit. Kanye took that shit for Beautiful Twisted Fantasy. If we keep it in a stack.
You could say Travis Scott too.
There's a couple people, man. I'm interested to see what people say though.
Facts.
But there's just some layups. If your list ain't got Pac, Jay, Wayne, and we can just start. I don't even want to hear the rest of the list.
Those 7 that we agreed on, I think, bro.
That's hard to argue, dude.
Facts.
Like that's just Pac, Thug Life, all of that shit.
Yes, absolutely.
Now we got some wins and losses, bro.
Absolutely. Again, that was the On Deck TV show's most influential rappers of our generation, 1993 and on. Wins and losses time. First, win or loss, 2 Chainz. He's starting a new podcast, Welcome to the Game, with his 8-year-old son, Halo. Yeah. I think it is. Young Halo getting it in. You checking for that? Win or loss?
I did. That's a W, man, because I checked it out. At first, I was like, do I want to hear someone talking to an 8-year-old? I don't know what 8-year-olds are on right now. Clearly, they're advanced as fuck. Because when you listen to the podcast, his son is killing that shit. Like, he's made for it. Like, really? It's really well done. I was like, you know what? This is super dope. You don't hear a father-son, especially Black. You don't hear the father-son dynamic, especially 2 Chainz, who's a pretty thoughtful, well-thought-out individual. And his son is just as witty and just as quick as him, and it's really dope. I was actually pleasantly surprised at Doug.
Do you know who's sitting at home stewing right now?
Oh, hold on.
You know who it is.
Who, P? Who? No.
Clifford Harris.
Oh,
was right there for him, dude. Everybody already knew his family with Family Hustle.
True.
The kids are already entertaining. He was looking for it, but this nigga wanted to be so selfish.
That's true.
And do fucking expeditiously and wonder why I wasn't making no money because you did it wrong. That was it.
Yeah.
You King could have been on there this week. Everybody would have been checking for that after the little controversy. All it would have been his Family Hustle podcast, keeping up with the Harrises. You're welcome, T.I.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely checking the 2 Chainz when I was.
It's pretty good, man. It's good to see that, though. I like to see that dynamic, bro.
I'm a fan because the little boy is funny. I follow 2 Chainz Instagram and he'd be on there talking to him sometimes. And 2 Chainz is that type of personality. Like, he's inquisitive. He can have the type of conversation with a child similar to what you would see. God forbid. I'm not making a comparison, but how you used to see Bill Cosby talk to the kids. It's the similar. He has that similar personality, man. That was the only thing I could think of, but I could see 2 Chainz doing that, being like questions.
Kids say the darndest things.
Damn it. Win or loss, your man Ghostface Killer actually has a coffee shop up and running in the NYC. I believe he's in New York. Win or loss?
Yeah, it's called Killer Coffee. This a win because the coffee business is booming. However, the hospitality business, trying to find somebody to work in that motherfucker is going to be rough. That's going to be opening a restaurant right now is rough.
Unless you're going to work it yourself. He already employ washed up rappers. That would be like a draw. Like if he had niggas from like the Wu-Tang working in there. Or
Capadonna.
Like, yeah, just random ass niggas that used to rap working in there and shit. That would be fine. Like you go in there, you don't know who you KRS-One might be in that motherfucker working the cash register. That'll be fire.
Mims nigga working the fucking cappuccino
like
machine.
It's kind of slow right now. pick up a broom, my nigga. We got you at Killer Drip or whatever the fuck the name of it.
Oh shit! Shout out to Killer
Last
Coffee.
winner or loss, friend of the show, our man Dame Dash was talking on Earn Your Leisure podcast and said just before Jay got out of there, man, Tommy Hilfiger was trying to buy Rockefeller. Winner or loss?
It's a loss, man, because they said Tommy was dropping the bag, man. 450 million was on the table.
And he heard Jay was leaving. And it was like, well, you know what? No.
That's an L, man. That's 450 capital L's, nigga.
And when people wonder why Jay and Dame still ain't just as tight as they could be, it's because those opportunities stopped coming really to Dame once Jay was gone, and Jay still received them.
But did you hear kind of why the meeting got pushed back though?
Yeah, when that time he got beat up over there.
The time he got jumped in London.
I ain't gonna do Dame any kind.
Yeah, he got jumped
over there. Yeah, playing with them London niggas.
Yeah, they wasn't going.
That down over there, nigga.
That nigga said he had a concussion.
Yeah, he said dude was trying to talk to him. He's like,
yeah, and he was like, bro, like, nigga, my head ringing, like, bro, let's talk later, bro. And then that was it.
Imagine you just got your ass whooped and Tommy Hilfiger is trying to talk to you about business, nigga. That's fucking nuts.
That's insane.
Tough.
Shout out to
Who
Dame,
you got for On Decker of the week, AB?
Yeah, we're going to YouTube, man. Shout out to Q Hustle. Left a comment on the most influential labels. He said, Ruthless Records, Ice Cube and Dr. Dre, imagine the game without them, and Suave House Records helped pave the way for Southern record labels.
Yeah, they did.
I respect both of those.
Else on Suave House, was it?
You said who?
Tila was on Suave House.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 Ball and them JG.
Yep. Early.
One more act. I think Big Mike may have been on there, if I'm not mistaken.
I ain't got a clue who that is. I ain't gonna hold you.
You know, players swinging, gotta be hanging, swinging things. Just so you ain't never heard of having things.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do the same that.
But good suggestion. Appreciate that, Q Hustle.
Yeah, shout out Q Hustle, man. We appreciate you on Decker of the Week. Put us on something, maybe.
Going to YouTube. Well, 2 things. The movies this weekend, Jurassic fucking Park. Let's fucking go, nigga. I can't fucking wait. I'm in that bitch.
I might check
Friday. May go back Saturday. May triple back Sunday. I fuck with Jurassic Parks. They don't miss. Let's go. 3D glasses, 4K, 8K. The one with the seats like moving. I need all of that shit.
Them tickets like $40.
Man, listen.
For the what is it? 4 Max IDX.
I ain't never been to one of them, but I'll go for this though.
For real. My Scoop said he went to the 4 Max. What you went to go see? Top Gun?
Yeah, how was it though? It was probably dope though.
It needs to be. You gotta see that shit.
Yeah, I believe.
I don't even really just fuck. He said, man, you gotta see that shit in 4 Max ID. It's like same thing you said.
I'm hot about that. I'm hot. I would have went to that version.
Everyone that said anything about that movie said it's a must see.
It's flames though.
Yeah, I may check that out.
And then I will say on YouTube, your boy Vlad, even though it's not him, it's somebody else hosting. But the episode, the clips with Young Jock have been hilarious, dude. Like I was surprised at how good of a storyteller Young Jock was. And dude, real quick,
is the full episode out, or he just putting clips out?
I'm right now. It's just clips right now. You know, I'm clicking on the ones that got the good titles and shit.
Yeah.
He talked about how he got on the song with T-Pain, the Buy Me a Drink, and then it was like, nigga, I'm with T-Pain in Houston. There's some type of festival, a whole bunch of acts. T-Pain, my man at the time, he said, bro, I'm hyped, bro. I think Lil Flip gonna be here, man. I'm excited to meet him. And Jock is like, what? He like, Lil Flip. I'm cool with Lil Flip, bro. But like he was fanning out to meet Lil Flip. And so Lil Flip ends up coming up to them, and Jock like, Flip, what's up, man? No. And T-Pain, I don't know if you really paid attention to T-Pain, because he kind of silly or whatever. Yeah. He said he held his hand and shake Lil Flip hand. He said, put her here, Flip. Man, nigga said Lil Flip looked at him, bro, like, what?
But T-Pain came out and said that didn't happen, right? Did you see that? Yeah, T-Pain.
I didn't see that.
T-Pain responded to that. He said it didn't happen. He said Young Jock was lying.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
Because I
that
thought
threw
you
off
was
the
going to say
whole
that
shit.
part of it too. But T-Pain later came out and said he was lying.
It sounded like T-Pain because that's something T-Pain would, because T-Pain's silly like that, bro. And Lil Flip is too serious. Like he'll probably be like, the fuck?
I believe that Young Jock telling the truth. But T-Pain is one of those niggas that don't like to be embarrassed. Like I seen him on Nori shit. He has the like, I'm T-Pain. Like I ain't saying nothing wrong with that.
Now
it's T-Pain, my nigga. I get it.
Yeah.
But he was trying to act like that didn't happen. But Young Jock, like you said, I believe it.
Long story short, he said T-Pain was down about it. He was like, bro, like, let's go to the bar, drinks on me, don't worry about it. And then when T-Pain about 2 months later had the song Buy You a Drink, he had Stat Quo on there at first, but then he called Jock and was like, bro, how could I not have the only person who's ever bought me a drink on the song? And it ended up being probably Jock's second biggest record behind his solo shit. So I just thought the story was good because the way he was telling it was hilarious.
I don't know. You had me into the end, until bro, how could I not have the only person who never, like,
that's what he said.
That's corny. I ain't saying you, I'm saying him. That's
bullshit. Yeah.
That part of it is probably bullshit. That's the part that T-Pain talking about. This bullshit, nigga. I ain't call you and say that. Shut up. Get out of here, nigga. My put ons for the week, man. First podcast. Check out the Another Week in the Books podcast featuring your boy Spike Lou. As soon as you get through listening to this, man, there's some new episodes over there for you. And just in case you missed it, man, we talked about it a little bit here, but I'm not sure everybody was well aware that Sci-Hi came out before joint EP. He's 3 for 4 on there. One of the songs is some slaw.
It's okay.
But the other 3 are banging. He's back in his lyrical bag. It's the EGOT EP. Check that out. It's on all DSPs right now.
Yeah, he got some bangers on. He got some heat on there, though. I'm going to be real.
That tears banging. Jacquees laced him, too. King R&B back. Nigga.
That's that shit.
Oh, and did you listen to Nick Cannon on Joe Budden? You didn't listen to that?
Who?
Nick Cannon.
I've heard of Nick Cannon. Who show was he on?
Niggas need to put some respect, just like you need to put some respect on Joe's name, on Nick Cannon name. Jeez, listen to that interview. You're going to have a whole new interpretation of Nick Cannon. I promise you that.
No, I'm saying Nick Cannon been bossed up, though.
Nah, you don't even know, though.
I do.
Like, you don't know the extent until you heard it out of his mouth, bro.
He's talked about it before. That's why I say that.
Huh?
He's talked about it before.
Yeah, he may have, but he ain't talked about it. I ain't heard him talk. You may have heard him on some different shit. I ain't clicking on too many Nick Cannon interviews, but this one I fuck with Joe and he was on there. I didn't know the extent of the young executive shit that he did at NBC, Disney, Nickelodeon, and all that shit. He was bossed up.
Yeah, welcome to the party, man. You about 15 years late, but yeah, Nick Cannon been bossed up.
Oh, so that's your man's. Got you. The Nick Cannon autographs and all of that shit makes sense now. I get it. I see you've been stalking him. For us regular people, though, that don't know shit about Nick Cannon, just like the whole people and cast of Joe them sitting there listening to him, didn't y'all check that out? It's a dope interview.
Man, we appreciate y'all tapping in another episode in Lay Books, youtube.com/On Deck TV show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. What else we got?
Go copy some On Deck TV show shirts for the summer. We got every style for you in different colors and flavors. Check us out, man. On Deck TV shop online.
Absolutely, man. Till the next time, we out.